Did you know you could still get arrested after a night of drinking? I'm Marissa Matola, and coming up next, I'll tell you how.
Students spend close to $700 a year when buying textbooks. I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and coming up this week on WVU News, I'll tell you how to save money when buying your books.
Morgantown is considered one of the top college towns in the nation. I'm Brian Popkin, and straight ahead, I'll show you why. Our award-winning newscast starts now.
Nightclub chaos. Would you know how to get out safely in an emergency? Find out what clubs in Morgantown are doing to protect students. I'm Haley Clover, and welcome to our college campus edition of WVU News.
And I'm Marissa Matola. In this week's special edition show, we will focus on important issues around campus. These stories and more straight ahead on WVU News.
Recent tragedies in Boston and Waco hit home for many at WVU, including an assistant professor who ran the Boston Marathon and finished just an hour before the bombings.
And our crime reporter, Millie Mullins, joins us now live in the studio to expand on the issue of safety.
Thanks, Haley and Marissa. Whether it's a crowded street in Boston or a crowded nightclub, both have the potential for disaster. But not everyone can count on the courage and bravery of first responders. A nightclub fire in a Brazil college town took the lives of more than 200 people earlier this year. And with almost 50 clubs and bars located around WVU, I spoke to one owner about the safety of Morgantown clubs. Morgantown's nightlife is flourishing, but after a nightclub fire in Brazil claimed over 200 victims, safety concerns were raised worldwide. Whisper Nightclub's manager, Vladimir Laruda-Davalos, explained his experience with the city's safety precautions.
The city of Morgantown, along with the police department, the ABC office from the state, and the fire department, call us for a meeting at the beginning of every school year. We go over what happened last year, who got what violations, what went wrong, what went right, or how we could do things better and safer for everyone.
Common violations include issues such as underage drinking and sanitation, but having more than one exit is mandatory. In Brazil, 90% of deaths occurred by smoke inhalation. It's important that once you enter a club, you make note of where you came in and ask staff to point out other exits. A building that holds more than 50 people requires at least 2 exits. Occupancy of 500 people requires 3 exits, and an occupancy of 1,000 people requires 4 exits. WVU students gave their thoughts on the safety of local clubs and their awareness of exits.
They feel pretty safe. Like every time I've gone to them, nothing really bad has happened, but every time there's like a fight or anything like that, they usually break it up pretty quickly.
I know the main general area, but I mean, I guess I'm not typically always thinking, oh, where's the best emergency exit? I don't really think anything's going to happen.
Statistics show Morgantown clubs maintain a safe environment. The Alcohol Beverage Control Administration reported only 3 club violations in the last quarter. They reported Gibby's, Bent Willie's, and Chicken Bones are among the safest. According to the National Fire Protection Association, if you're in a nightclub or bar when an alarm sounds, do not wait. React, leave the building immediately, and do not re-enter for any reason.
Thanks, Millie. Since WVU was ranked the #1 party school in the country by Newsweek this year, binge drinking is a major issue. 90% of drinks consumed by young adults are in the form of binge drinking. That's 3 alcoholic drinks a day, according to the National Institute of Health. Doctors warn that this type of drinking can lead to impaired judgment, alcohol poisoning, and even death. The best way to avoid these effects is to never drink on an empty stomach and drink plenty of water before going to bed. 7 out of 10 college students admit to binge drinking. It's not always possible to sleep off a night of drinking, Marissa.
And many students don't realize you can get a DUI the morning after. I recently learned what drivers need to know before getting behind the wheel the next day.
We have all been told, if you're going to drink, get a designated driver. But is that enough? Hannah is a college student who got a DUI the morning after she drank a few beers.
I was terrified about, what my parents would say. I was freaking out and I didn't know if it was going to cost me money and if the school was going to find out.
Hannah says she went out with friends and had about 6 drinks, starting at 10 p.m. When the night was over, she took a cab home, went to bed, then woke up at 7:30 a.m. for work.
Well, he asked, for my license registration like normal, and then he asked me where I was going, and then he smelled alcohol on my breath, and then he asked me to get out of the car, and I had to start doing the sobriety test.
When a girl her size, about 130 pounds, has 6 drinks in one night, she is well above the legal limit, and it takes about 2 hours for each drink to leave her system, leaving her with 3 drinks still left in her system the following morning.
Monongalia Sheriff Al Kisner says DUIs have been a growing problem here in West Virginia, but many college students seem to forget one important bit of information.
There are some programs like the law program, the medical fields and things like that, that if you get a DUI while you're in school and enrolled in one of those programs, they can kick you out of those programs.
Hannah is looking forward to moving on and hoping other students can learn from her mistake.
So how do you know if you're still legally drunk the morning after? Doctors say if you are still feeling dizzy or tired in the morning, do not drive for any reason.
And while many students know the dangers of drinking and driving, many don't know the consequences of plagiarism.
And some professors on campus, Haley, are cracking down on this type of cheating. It is very easy to plagiarize. In fact, as many as 95% of the students do it and don't get caught. Plagiarism is a form of fraud. It involves taking someone else's work and passing it off as your own. And now, professors are using a paper scanning program called Turnitin.com to stop the problem. If caught, plagiarizing at WVU can get an unforgivable F or even be suspended from the university.
DUIs and cheating hurt students in the long run. Both of these offenses could prevent a student from getting a job or even going to graduate school. With almost 2 million college graduates entering the workforce this year, it's important to know how to stand out. WVU Career Services Director David Durham says that developing a unique resume is important.
Things on your resume that set you apart from the other applicants. And that's not something you can accomplish in the last semester of your senior year if you haven't already thought about it.
Along with campus involvement, internships, blogs, and social media websites like LinkedIn are great ways to start networking and land that dream job.
Graduates will have trouble looking for jobs if they don't hit the books. But as tuition rates continue to rise, students often have little funds to spare.
Consumer reporter Jeremy Jenkins talked to students who found new ways to save when buying and selling textbooks.
The cost of textbooks today are higher than ever. Textbook prices have risen 812% over the past 30 years, increasing faster than the price of housing, medical fees, and tuition rates.
I hate buying textbooks, to be honest with you. I try to rent from the library as much as possible because that's just free.
I think that they're ridiculously priced and that we already pay enough to go to school here.
The average student purchases 4 to 6 textbooks each semester, which can add up to about $655 annually. On average, new editions of textbooks are released about every 4 years, which drives up prices of textbooks.
I don't think that when you buy a $200 textbook that you should get $40 back or $20 back. I don't think that's fair.
I mean, I don't think that, especially for what we're paying, we're making enough money back.
But there are ways to save big bucks when purchasing textbooks. You can download books online or even rent them, saving up to 80%. Jeremy Jenkins, WVU News, Morgantown.
Even though the price of education is rising, West Virginia University is still one of the best places to get that education.
That's right, Haley. Campus reporter Brian Popkin joins us now live in the studio to explain why Morgantown is one of the best college towns in the country. Brian?
Morgantown is the fastest growing economy in West Virginia, and recently it was added to a list of top 10 college towns in the nation. I took to the streets to find out why students and residents alike love living here in Morgantown. According to the Huffington Post, Morgantown, West Virginia is the 9th best college town in America. Student affairs official Corey Farris says the city has a lot more to offer than just partying.
It's a small, safe town with lots to do with big-time athletics and cultural events at the College of Creative Arts Center.
The Huffington Post ranks college towns by a number of characteristics, including economic status, cost of living, arts and entertainment, and city accessibility. Morgantown's PRT system is the only one in the country that gets you from one station to another without any stops in between. The city's also known for its unemployment rate, an impressive 5.6%, almost 3% lower than the United States as a whole. But some students say it's the little things that make Morgantown a home away from home.
It's just always beautiful and everyone's always outside and it's so much fun.
Morgantown's great just because there's always something going on. There's always something in front of the mountain layer, there's clubs to join. It's just a great place to be all the time. There's always exciting things going on.
The city is constructing brand new residential areas that will be finished by 2014. More accolades for the city of Morgantown include being named one of Forbes magazine's best small cities to live in America. Haley and Marissa, back to you.
Morgantown really is a great place to live, Marissa.
It really is, Haley, but you can't forget what else we're known for, our sports teams. Coming up on WVU Sports, Adam Crowley will tell us how the athletic department plans to handle gay rights.
I'm Adam Crowley. Straight ahead on WVU Sports, I'll tell you about a hot topic that's making its way to locker rooms throughout the country.
Our hearts beat in the face of challenge, for without it, there is nothing. No character, no grit, no goals. Without challenge, there can be nothing. No discovery, no knowledge, no cures. For us, the challenge is everything. Without it, there can be no mountaineers.
There have always been gay athletes, but recently more are coming out about their sexuality.
Sports anchor Adam Crowley joins us in the studio with more. Adam?
Thanks, Haley and Marissa. The National Hockey League has teamed up with the You Can Play Foundation, a group that supports GLBT athletes, but not everyone in sports welcomes gay athletes. After former Rutgers coach Mike Rice was fired for screaming homophobic slurs and harassing his players, I spoke with athletic director Oliver Luck to find out how GLBT athletes are being treated here at WVU.
If you can play, you can play. Gay rights have become a big political issue over the last few years, but now those conversations are moving to the sports world. WVU athletic director and former NFL quarterback Oliver Luck says that as long as an athlete can compete, their sexual orientation should not matter.
Is this guy or is this girl helping our team win? If the answer is yes, and they're good locker room people, then I don't see a problem with it.
But not everyone sees it the same way. Former WVU swimmer Brad Eichenseer supports the GLBT cause, but says a player coming out could cause strain in the locker room.
They're the closest friends you have. And the last thing you want to do is try to separate that at all. And, coming out of the closet is it's gonna distance some people. That's just how people view homosexuality.
According to a recent SI poll, 76% of the 1,000 interviewees said that they would feel uncomfortable watching a homosexual athlete in sports such as football and boxing. But they would be less likely to care in sports that they considered feminine, such as gymnastics and tennis.
Given the size and intimacy of a locker room, some players feel that it's uncomfortable for them to share this space with GLBT students.
As for coaches here at WVU, Luck checks in on them every so often, and he says he is yet to hear a homophobic slur.
Our coaches are, sensitive to that. I do talk with some of our coaches occasionally about language.
Luck also said that religion, skin color, and economic class should have no effect on the locker room dynamic.
According to recent findings, 30% of all suicides are due to bullying about sexual orientation. If you or anybody you know is being harassed because of sexual orientation, call the GLBT National Health Center's number at the bottom of your screen. Haley and Marissa, back to you.
This is definitely a major issue in our country right now, Marissa.
It is, Haley. And to update a previously reported story, the Boy Scouts of America have unanimously voted to allow gay members, but not gay leaders.
Sounds like change is coming, Marissa. Well, that wraps up our college campus edition of WVU News. Be sure to visit us online at our website.
You can also watch any of our shows on YouTube, and please follow us and our reporters on Twitter. I'm Marissa Matola.
And I'm Haley Clover. Thanks for watching WVU News. We'll see you next time.